Hey guys, so you may notice a few changes with the background. Framed my Maggie Stiefvater poster and hung it up. I got a cat print. Usually there are my two All for the Game prints that I got, but I was going to try and make a frame of them today, so I brought them into work and haven't taken them out of my bag. And then also I got Palmetto State Foxes stickers and Hamilton stickers. Can't really tell what they are from this distance, but that's what they are. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about my mental health and things that you don't know about it. So in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, I thought I would do 5 things that you don't know about me. I came up with this idea a couple of days ago, and so instead of editing my King of Scars vlog together, I decided to do this. Don't worry, I'm in the process of editing the King of Scars reading vlog, but it's not going to be worth the wait, y'all. It's just going to be really shitty. Remember, I deleted the ending, so it's just going to be really shitty. But anyway, let's get into the things. So number 1, this is the most important one, and it affects me the most, honestly. And that's fucking imposter syndrome. I have hardcore imposter syndrome, y'all. And if you didn't know, imposter syndrome is basically where you don't feel like you've achieved anything, and all of your accomplishments were purely by luck, and you feel like a fraud, and that people are going to find out that you're a fraud, and then nobody is going to want to associate with you because they think you're a fraud. It's a little more than that, though, because another thing that comes along with imposter syndrome is that I don't feel good enough in areas, and even good enough is the wrong phrase. Okay, so when I was first coming to terms of being non-binary, I didn't think I was trans enough. And then recently, I've started thinking that I'm not mentally ill enough, because, just have depression and anxiety, what's that? That's nothing. So, there's that. And for a hot second there, I tried to convince myself that I had bipolar too, because I was I had good days, and I was this must be hypomania. And then I talked to somebody who actually has bipolar 2 and actually experiences hypomania, and they were no, that sounds like you just had a good day. And I was well, damn. And so shit like that happens. I know it's my fucked up brain telling me all of these things, but that doesn't mean I don't believe it, because it's really hard to not believe something that your brain is telling you, because it's your brain. And it doesn't sound irrational when you think about it. Me saying it out loud to you, it sounds irrational to believe that everybody is going to think I'm a fraud, because I'm not really a fraud. I'm just doing my best out here, and I don't think that's good enough. But, it's just hard. I don't really know how to deal with it most of the time, so I just kind of don't. This has been good coping mechanisms with R. But anyway, moving on from that, even though I could ramble on about that for ages, I also, number two, because I numbered this list. Number 2 is that I still have panic attacks while on my anxiety medication. And as you can see, my eyes are kind of red. That's because I had a panic attack today. It wasn't a full panic attack, because my breathing never really got ragged. But all of the other things that I attribute to a panic attack were there. I couldn't stop crying, and everything was just really overwhelming, and yeah, it just wasn't fun. Couldn't breathe through my nose, but I didn't start hyperventilating, so that's good. But anyway, I tried building a frame, as I said before, and I managed to fuck up every single piece that I, like, cut, because I was cutting the little indentions that the glass and the back goes on to. I was cutting that first, because apparently you're supposed to do that first, and I didn't do that first the last time I built a frame, so, like, and that took me, like, a hot second to get all the angles correct. So, like, I cut all the, they're called rabbets. And I cut all of those, like, I managed to figure out how to cut it, like, pretty easily, and I had them done, and I had these 4 perfect pieces that I just needed to, like, line up and cut to size, and I fucked every single one of them up. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to make more. So I did that, and I fucked those up too. And then finally it got to a point where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So I left, but I didn't stop, like, really, like, I didn't stop crying until, like, not even an hour ago, probably. So that's why my eyes are probably still a little red. So that's fun. Number 3 goes along with medication not working, and that is that I still am passively suicidal while on my antidepressants. So I'm going to link to an article that describes what it's like to be passively suicidal, like, phenomenally, and that'll be in the description down below. But basically, when I was having this panic attack, obviously it wasn't as passive as it usually is. It was more like, yeah, you could definitely kill yourself and it would be fine because nobody's going to hire you anyway. You can't even make a fucking frame. Stuff like that. But also, like, when I'm having, like, mediocre days and, like, something bad happens, not necessarily even, like, something, like, super bad. Something just minor happens and I'm like, oh, I could kill myself. That's an option. So, like, it's completely ridiculous. And, like, it gets even more passive than that, honestly. Like, it's just always there in the back of my mind that I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I could kill myself, couldn't I? And, like, sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's not as bad, but, like, it's still a thing. And, like, I'm not really doing it as good as the article. So definitely go check out the article because, like, the article explains it so much better than I just did. But anyway, number 4, we're getting a little bit away from, like, hardcore mental health and more into just, like, feelings in general, because I couldn't come up with 5 things that were hardcore mental health. But number 4 is that I'm incredibly lonely most of the time. So, yeah, like, none of my friends really hang out with me. One of them is actually going to hang out with me later today, which is good. But, like, I went to a play last night that my friends were in. My friends, I say now because I realize that they aren't really good friends. I went to see them in a play yesterday, and it was so eye-opening to the fact that they don't really care about me. Cause, like, at first it was fine. They were like, oh hey, thanks for coming to the show. But then, like, it just, I don't know. I can't give you a specific example of, like, how I knew that they aren't really that genuine about being my friend. One I have a history with of him being an asshole. So, like, I already knew he was an asshole. But the other person, like, I kind of thought we were better friends than we are, apparently. He's always taking the asshole side. Which is not surprising because they're best friends, and I'm just the weird third wheel with weird, awkward history with one of them. So, yeah, I've given up on trying to even, I'm like going to give up on trying to even carry on a friendship with them because like it's not worth it. So I don't have a lot of friends to hang out with. I have other friends, but they live on the other side of town, and it's like a good, like Orlando is a very big city. It's a very like stretched out city, not big in the sense that like the population is big or like it's like a really poppin' city. It's not like New York City or anything like that. Like it's very tame compared to that. But like Orlando is like so like big area wise. You have like the UCF side of Orlando, and then you have like downtown Orlando. I live just past downtown Orlando, so it's like a good 40 minutes away to get from like where my friends live on the UCF side to where I live. So nobody usually wants to make that drive, so nobody is like, hey, we should hang out. And nobody really invites me to like hang out at their house either. And maybe it's because we're all mentally ill and we all don't think people want to hang out with us, but like, come on, I can't be the only one doing all of the work. And obviously I'm single as fuck. Like, nobody wants to date me. Like, who'd want to date me, right? But yeah, so lonely as fuck over here. But number 5 is just kind of really dumb. It's kind of like just tacked on because I wanted 5 things because 5 is a good number. But 5 is that I am definitely incredibly afraid of the future. The future meaning August, because I have no idea where I will be in August. I have no idea if I will have a job in August. I have no idea where I will live in August. And yeah, I just have literally no clue because none of the jobs that I've applied to have gotten back to me. And so I don't know if I'm going to be moving in any of those cities or staying here with a job. So that's fun. This has been a pretty long, rambly video about a topic that's not really that interesting, but it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so I wanted to make it anyway. And so I guess I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.